For demo today, we have this 1964 Gibson SG Standard in original cherry red finish with nickel parts. 64 SGs are the year for the SG. When they were first introduced in about late 1960, they had the razor thin neck profile that almost all 1960s, early 1960s Gibsons had. They still had the PAF pickups, but without the beefier neck, they weren't really that well loved for many years. It made a bit of a comeback as people have begun to appreciate that neck profile for what it can do and what it is. But still, most people prefer a little bit beefier neck profile. Again, this is not a 59 neck profile by any means, or 58, but it's a nice, more comfortable medium C-shaped neck. Feels like a modern SG neck. Nice other thing is you still have the wide nut width on this, because in 65 they began to transition slowly to a narrower nut width, so you'll have some transitional examples. This one's squarely a wide neck guitar. It's got the original lyre tailpiece, knobs, plastics, tuners. There's no headstock break. Back plate is right. Pots, that stuff is all good. What has been changed, because obviously this is priced lower than what you're going to find at typical 64 SG, which is now into the mid-teens and higher. Why is it priced the way it is? Well, it's had a little bit of repair work done. Mainly here, the heel. It had a heel break. It's been repaired. Very common on these. This one, what I think actually happened when I got it, the whole neck joint was a little loose, and the main issue, I think, was the glue just kind of came undone. So I don't think this suffered like a drop or anything. I could be wrong, but nevertheless, you kind of have to take it apart to get it out of there. And anyway, it's all been redone. Joe Riggio in Tacoma, Washington has redid it, did the neck break. There's also a typical control cavity crack right down there at the bottom. It's all been sealed up nicely. It's just right there. It didn't go, barely went up to the top, about halfway, and down to the back. Sometimes it'll come all the way up here, but it's just right there. All that's been buttoned up. Other thing about this is these pickups are not original. They're 60s Gibson pickups, probably from a couple years later. They still have the patent number stickers and the Phillips screws, so they're mid-60s still. But they're not original to the guitar, and they're probably about 66, 67, my guess would be. So, other thing to note about it is the neck angle on this from the factory before the break was on the shallower end. So the bridge is low. There you can kind of see where I have the bridge set up. There's a little bit of room there, but it's lower than normal. That's just because of the neck angle, and it's just kind of however it ended up. So that is what it is. Again, here at this shop that I run, I disclose everything. I don't want you to have any hidden surprises. So again, most shops would probably just say, 1964 SG sounds great, call with questions. We don't do that here. I disclose it all for you. And so when you're shopping around, please keep that in mind. I'm just finding more and more, even really highly reputable vintage shops, not disclosing issues, and they kind of impose upon the customer to ask those questions. I don't do that here. I reveal to you everything. So Ian, it's a really killer, more player grade 1964 Gibson SG. Sounds awesome, sounds killer. I'm just playing through a little Vox AC4 amp. This is like a bedroom amp, 4-watt amp, and it sounds amazing. So imagine what the thing sounds like plugged into like a Marshall stack. Anyway, check out the listing for all the details, and thanks for watching.